Jimmy Zelinski versus Jason Blundell. Arguably the same sort of rivalry as Mob of the Dead and Origins holds. However, these two zombie directors, these passionate zombie creators, go head to head in a lot of things. However, I want to take a step back from being competitive about both and look at what they've achieved in the zombies community and how they have left their mark on this rightful community. What is going on, guys? It is Atoxty here, and today I am going to be doing Jimmy Zelinski and Jason Blundell. The good, the bad, how they left, how they started, what maps they created, and what did they do for us in our childhood and our adulthood for some people. If you do in fact enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are in fact new around here, comment down below any video suggestions you want me to do in the future. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. Jimmy Zelinski was an animator and former creative/design director for Nazi Zombies mode at Treyarch. He was a member of the original team behind Nazi Zombies in Call of Duty World at War. He was then responsible for the zombies experience within Call of Duty Black Ops and Call of Duty Black Ops 2, excluding the maps Mob of the Dead and Origins. In December 2014, Jimmy Zelinski left Treyarch Studios. Now, Jimmy Zelinski is the mastermind behind all these maps in Call of Duty World at War. Fun fact, people say Jason Blundell made the race or was head of it. He wasn't. In fact, he was just starting out in the Treyarch Studios, so that's when his career started at the Reese. And what a time to have started your career at Zombies. Jimmy Zelinski was responsible for all of the Call of Duty World at War maps. Now, this was just getting started with the Zombies experience, going from bare bones, knockdown, totem to storyline driven to Reese. You can really see how the formula of Zombies developed within World at War, and Black Ops, well, we're going to get onto that now. Black Ops saw us see the original crew once again, but with 5. Now, 5 was a different kind of map that also linked into the storyline someplace or another, but with new characters. You had John F. Kennedy, Robert McNamara, Fidel Castro, and Richard Nixon. Now, this crew within 5 is one of the most iconic crews, in my opinion, within Zombies. John F. Kennedy and Zombies. Can we just sit down and appreciate that? The reason why I think Black Ops 1 is such a complete Zombies experience, because it also has the brilliant balance and graphic wise of the World at War maps. Now, if you go into Black Ops 3, they're much more saturated, the graphics obviously bumped up. However, the rawness of the Call of Duty Black Ops version of World at War Zombies is just crisp, it is delicate, and it is just brilliant in my opinion. I think we can all agree that the Black Ops Zombies, there was no real map that really stood out. All the maps had their fair share of praise. There wasn't really a bad map within Call of Duty Black Ops. Looking back at it now, there wasn't, but looking into the future, when you were in 2011 playing the Zombies, there were a fair few that really stood out as pretty bad, which were Shangri-La and Moon, which have now captured the hearts of people in today, in 2020, due to it being in Chronicles Black Ops 3, which saved that map. I grew up playing Kino de Toten and Black Ops Zombies in general, so for me this is the best Zombies game in my opinion. Obviously I grew up, the nostalgia's there, all the maps that I love are there. There's not really a bad map, they're all good in their rightful places. I don't think Jimmy Zelinski gets enough praise, because most of the praise is coming from young people that are talking about Jason Blundell and the newer Call of Duties. However, the older players such as myself do have that soft spot for Jimmy Zelinski. However, they don't really communicate their thoughts about this, because the maps are old, the games are old. What is there to talk about? Appreciation is what I wanted to point out. Appreciation that Jimmy Zelinski started off, or was the head of the Zombies team. Now, I do not want to forget the Zombies team, that some of them are even still there in today. Now, these people are responsible for our childhoods, along with this head directory, which is Jimmy Zelinski and Jason Blundell. But I do want to thank the team and everyone that was a part of the Zombies experience, because, you know, it's not just 2 people, it is a team effort. Jimmy Zelinski obviously then moved on to Black Ops 2, which then he made Transit and 3 consecutive maps, which were Bus Depot, Town, and Farm. Now, these maps didn't really go down well with the community. They were before its time, so I think having that in Black Ops 5 or whatever the new Call of Duty is, I think Transit, if there was ever to be a remastered map, that should be it. He didn't really help himself after then making Dive Rise, which is a parkour map with an amazing wonder weapon, the Slickfire, that I do think should return to Call of Duty Zombies. However, these 2 maps really didn't go down well with the community. Dive Rise may have had a better reception if Transit wasn't so bad, but that is the way the world goes. And after those 2 maps, which were heavily criticised on, he then left Treyarch Studios. Not to mention, I want to say that he did make Buried, and Buried is an amazing map. I do have to say it is an underrated map, and definitely up there with one of the most underrated maps in Call of Duty Zombies, for the simple fact that it was in the middle of Origins and Mob of the Dead. Moving on to Jason Blundell. Jason Blundell was the co-studio head and game director at Treyarch. Blundell started working on Call of Duty franchise as a producer of Call of Duty 3. He became executive producer on Call of Duty Black Ops and was one of the campaign design directors for Call of Duty Black Ops 2. He was also directed 2 maps for the Zombies mode in Black Ops 2, which were Mob of the Dead and Origins. A couple years later, he directed Call of Duty Black Ops 3 as game director for the campaign mode and a game director for the Zombies mode. Taking over the position previously held by Jimmy Zelinski, he was made game director for the Zombies mode of Call of Duty Black Ops 4 after the campaign mode was cancelled. On November 2016, Blundell became co-studio head of Treyarch alongside Dan Bunton and Mark Gordon. On February 28th, 2020, Treyarch announced Jason Blundell was leaving the studio. Now, if we go back to Black Ops 2, where Blundell was fresh in his element, making zombies, these 2 maps, as your first zombie maps, these were out of this world. Now, obviously, you had the team, you had the graphics, you already had the foundation which Jimmy Szalinski created for him. Obviously, he was alongside Jimmy Szalinski at the time. Let's start with Mob of the Dead. Now, Mob of the Dead, I've already done Mob of the Dead versus Origins, and this map just holds and captures horror in a zombies map. It is a brilliant, well-designed map that is scary to the eye, has a really well done cast and Easter egg. Now, I could compare this cast to the 5 cast because they are 2 amazing casts that have been casted. I'm saying cast too much. Casted within a zombies map. Now, I do have to give major praise, big up the UK, that he has done this, and obviously Origins, it speaks for itself. The map is one of a kind and in my opinion the best zombies map ever. Furthermore, if we move on to Call of Duty Black Ops 3, which then held Shadows of Evil, one of the best if not the best starting map in Call of Duty Zombies, my god did this thing look beautiful. Strange at first having 4 characters that really didn't look like they were gelled together but somehow did. And then you have the Margwas, you have the Apothecary Servant, you have Little Arnie's. This map was an amazing map that really did cherish the hearts of us and did take some time for us to play, reach the Easter egg, which moved us on to DLC 1. DLC 1 also captures one of the best zombies map ever made, which was the Eisendrache, and you know, this map speaks for itself as well. It has the bows, which symbolises the staffs within Black Ops 2. Now, this is a fan favourite element of zombies, having 4 wonder weapons, and well, it did go down great in the zombies community, and the way the map looked, it really did bring that Nazi zombie vibe back, considering it was in a Nazi facility, you could say. And obviously, as time went on, he created Zetsuba no Shima God Clovey that was taken down well within the community, and finally Revelations. Revelations I've been playing recently, and my god, it is an amazing map. It can be easy at times, but it is everything that I've kind of wanted within a zombies map. It has one consecutive bit of a map, and then you just go off into some of the best maps that have been created, reliving that nostalgia feeling in your childhood or adulthood. You could really say that Jason Blundell was for the people, and this is when Zombies Chronicles hit. DLC 5. Now, for me, this is kind of a big debate whether it kills off the maps or makes them. Now, there's a lot of maps that were made that kind of kills them off. Kino de Toten, Nocturne Toten for me being one, but then the ones that were made were Shangri-La and Moon. DLC 5 was specifically for zombies. This is where the zombies community showed how much of an impact they had on Call of Duty, how much the sales ramped up because of the zombies community, and how much effect that had on everything within Call of Duty. Now, Black Ops 4 was a bit of a fucker. No campaign was released early because of Red Dead Redemption, so it wanted to compete with its sales. Zombies didn't really look like zombies to me, especially with the HUD. If you go into a zombies game, you're not going to know what to do if you are someone that's just starting out. The storyline had overtaken the gameplay, the Easter eggs had overtaken going to high rounds in my opinion. A lot of things had changed within Black Ops 4, and not many of the maps were taken well by the community. Some of them were emotionless, the others were just remasters that weren't as good, and the ending was a bit anticlimactic. It left us all on edge on what do we do now? Nothing has really, all we've seen is that our original cast is gone. But that really is for another video. I just wanted to take notes of Jimmy Szalinski versus Jason Blundell. Jimmy Szalinski, for me, made the game as it is now. It laid the foundation of what others could then go on and make a structure or a concrete house out of to make the finishing and polished mode that is zombies. Jimmy Szalinski cared about gameplay, and I think he had the right balance of storyline as well, which made me really fall in love with zombies and having those little Easter eggs that made you want to play the next map more and more. It was just the right balance of gameplay and Easter eggs or storyline related. Black Ops 2 was moving more towards the storyline but kept that gameplay aspect and new features that really were well incorporated within some of the maps. Black Ops 2 is kind of an unbalanced game. It has it's like 2 or 3 bad maps and then 2 or 3 really good maps, so you don't really have a balance on that. You just have really like 2 outstanding maps. Black Ops 3 had some amazing maps as well, not to mention. However, the storyline was taking over the gameplay and the Easter eggs were becoming more obvious as time went on, as this is something you can now complete rather than just playing the game as zombies and seeing a bit of storyline and Easter eggs here and there. And this is where Black Ops 4 came in, full-fledged storyline driven. This is where I kind of fell out of place in zombies and why I don't really play it that much anymore. However, I have recuperated that love for it and playing it as today. However, for me, Jimmy Szalinski is better than Jason Blundell for the simple fact he had the right balance, in my opinion, of gameplay and storyline. I had the Black Ops 1 was just well balanced. Black Ops 2 you could say was a little unbalanced, and Black Ops 3 was kind of just full-fledged Easter eggs and storyline, which I don't have a problem with, not at all. However, both of them run their course. Jason Blundell ran his course in Black Ops 4. I don't think Black Ops 4 does him justice because of how many good maps he's made. Having a send-off that Black Ops 4 is a bad game really doesn't do him justice of what he's done in the community. Jimmy Szalinski made maps for the fun of it, and Jason Blundell listened to the community more than ever, and I do appreciate the two of them. However, Jimmy Szalinski for me has always been my childhood hero in zombies, and I just greatly appreciate what he's done for zombies and the foundation he laid for Jason Blundell to take over and do an amazing job. What do you guys think? Now, this video might be a long video, so if you have gotten to this point, thank you so much for watching. Do you like Jason Blundell? Do you like Jimmy Szalinski? I didn't really want to compare them. I just wanted to take them out of their element and just zoom in and go in depth on what they are, who they become, and what maps have they made that have made zombies what it is today. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new around here. Comment down below any video suggestions you have or support that you want to leave on the video. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.